Okay, we're good.
Oops, excuse me. Excuse me. Go. Okay. You going? Are you speaking first, Gint?
He's gonna do that.
Here. Just give it to Gint when it's time for him to speak. It's a Bluetooth mic so that we can videotape you.
Okay.
And then when it's time for Gint to talk, just give it to him.
All right. Good evening, everyone. This is my name is Abel Tong. I'm part of our solutions marketing team at Cyan, and I'm here today with. Oh, you know what? Start over. I got my mic. Okay, I should be on now. Okay. Great. Thanks. Hi, my name is Abel Tong. I'm from the Cyan Solutions Marketing Team, and I'm here today with Gint Atkinson, who's a Vice President of Network and Strategy at KVH, and we're going to talk about the SDN solution that we deployed at KVH. So, Gint?
Okay, so let me put
the microphone on.
There we go. Hopefully that's going to work. All right, so KVH is really a niche player cloud services provider. Really big area of focus is for us to provide cloud connectivity, both on the supply side for the cloud players themselves, and on the enterprise side who are consuming cloud services from Amazon, Microsoft Azure, cloud applications like Salesforce.com. So I'd like to start off taking a look at our broad footprint. This is what our international network looks like. We have 9 of our own data centers. We offer services from 100 meg all the way on up to 100 gig, packet or optical. So we've got a multi-layer connectivity service structure, and the important thing is that all of our connectivity services are cloud aware, cloud enabled. So we're able to reach all the way into Amazon Direct Connect and all the way into IBM SoftLayer and other players, and provide the connectivity all the way into those application and infrastructure endpoints. And having 9 of our own data centers, along with POPs all over the place, we realized that a lot of our customers were telling us they were in our data center facility or in some other data center. Every time they added another cloud application provider, they typically needed to add yet some more rack space at another data center. So the whole idea of DCNet was to provide an elastic cloud-enabled connectivity service that would cover Asia's top 100 data centers and allow a customer literally in minutes to connect to anyone on the other side of DCNet and to provision and change their services in real time. So this service is available in Asia's top 100 data centers, and our customers are able to literally start off with small bandwidth, point-to-point service, and evolve that from a simple E-line to a complex E-LAN that connects all their cloud services up to 100 gig. Take it away, Abel.
Sony mic. Great. Thank you, Gint. So what I'm going to show to you today is a demonstration based on our Blue Planet SDN platform and an application we call Planet Operate, which is a day-to-day management and operational type of application that's running APIs through the Blue Planet SDN controller and controlling a multi-vendor network. So let me switch over and actually, before I do that, I'm also going to show you today end-to-end Ethernet service automation, provisioning to increase service velocity, as well as go through some of our 3D visualization tools which help operators better understand the network and simplify operations in their network. So this is actually deployed today. This is a real system. It's live. It's helping KVH derive significant operational savings in their network, and I'll show you how it's actually done. Okay, so we're up. This is the main map screen, a lot like maybe somebody, any of the tools that you might see on the show floor. Here we also have a chassis view. We have card views that allow you to look at the cards. This particular card is a 10 gig card, 10 by 10 gigs. a 10 gig port running through an ODU framer or a mapper in through a 10 gig trunk into a switch fabric on the card. The card runs into a backplane and connects into a 2.8 terabit switch fabric. As we look at the chassis, we can walk around the chassis and look at the back of the chassis or the front of the chassis. We can also use this view to actually navigate to adjacencies. Here we see the multi-vendor aspect of this tool. We've got an Cyan 10 gig NID connected on this particular network. We looked here at the hardware. Let's take a look at what's going on in a particular fiber as well. So here I see the view of a slice of the fiber that I just clicked on. This is the actual fiber layer and information about the fiber. Here it's running on a wavelength. This is the lambda. Inside of the wavelength is an OTU wrapper with an ODU2. This is the actual Ethernet layer. We've got an ERP. This is a hierarchical ring-based architecture. And here are 4 services actually running inside of that fiber. So we can also view this network in a different way. I'll show you here what we're doing with 100 gig and 10 gig. As I mentioned before, this is a multi-ring type of architecture. Let me move the 10 gig layer a little bit out of the way so you can see the 100 gig. In the middle of the network, we actually have a 100 gig ring, and that is subtending a bunch of 10 gig rings. So when I look at this from an Ethernet ring protection perspective, this is actually what I see. You can actually see the different rings and how they're related to the underlying 10 and 100 gigs, which are related to the fibers underneath. So very quickly now, I'm going to provision a service. Okay, I'm going to provision in private line service, which is probably the easiest type of service I can provision. I've got to name the service. I select a port, a device to connect it to. On one end, I select a device on the other end of the network. Let me assign a physical port. Pick the last port here. Assign a bandwidth. And since this is an EVPL, let me put a VLAN ID on it. And go ahead and create this service. Okay, in a second here I'll have the service created. The service is now created, and I'll just show you one more thing very quickly. Once we have the service created, we want to be able to view the service as an end-to-end entity across all devices in the network, across all layers of networking technology. So what I'm actually seeing here is the line cards and information points on the line card where I can gather information about that particular service, real-time performance metrics. I also see the chassis that the service is traversing in the network. Here I've got information about my end termination point. It's a 1 gig interface over an optical running over a fiber, and then I'll just quickly here pull up another information point in the middle of the network. You can actually see where it is in this particular device. I get real-time statistics on the different layers of technology. I can also use these arrows to click through and go directly to the detailed screens with information if I'm troubleshooting or need to interrogate that particular layer or that particular technology on my end-to-end service. So that was a really quick tour. You got to see some of the tools that KVH is using in their network to operationalize and manage the services in their network. And one more point I want to mention with KVH, they've used this tool and the SDN capability to actually enable DCNet very quickly. We went from concept to the public launch of this service in 4 weeks, and they started selling the service in 4 weeks, and we've actually gone live within 4 months, and today they've got almost 100 data centers interconnected. So KVH is now the leading 100 gig provider in Japan, and it's largely because of this capability. So with that, I'll close, and I'm available offline to take questions.
Go buy you a beer. Thanks, Abel.
All right, thank you.
Good job. Good job, man. That was awesome. Let's do it. I'm just going to hook you up right here. Okay, break a leg.
Thanks.
notice when it works, you know?
Like I said, it worked a million times. Just that one time something happened with the mouse and
Was that this afternoon?
It only takes, no.